Today we're talking about another yarn from Lang called Splash. Lang, we talked about them the other day. They are a European company. They're out of Switzerland. Historically, we can always look to Europe for the edgiest, newest trends. They're always, way ahead of us. When Splash came out, it was kind of one of the first yarns I've ever seen like this. It is so cool. As you can see, rather than the shifting stripes, this has shifting patterns so that the little dot patterns that it has change throughout the yarn. It knits kind of in a wave of color. Very cool yarn. Initially, they came out with the neutral base colors. That was the first season. Last season, they added these that have just kind of that has a tinge of pink, purple, blue. They added the brown. And then this year they've added, full-on color with the black, which is really cool, the chartreuse lime, and then this new corally pink that's very pretty. There's so many cool things you can make with it. The first sample that we made was our Simple Summer Tee. This is a pattern that we do for free when you buy the yarn. This was a pattern that my mom came up with initially. It was kind of a collaborative work between she and I. She came up with it and wanted it to be a multi-gauge, multi-size pattern. I did all the math and behind the scenes that made it happen so that when you would come in and say, hey, I want to make this sweater, we have, pretty much every size you could want. You tell us our gauge, we pop it in and it spit out a pattern that would fit exactly those constraints, which is pretty cool. So between the two of us, we came up with a cool pattern. We thought it would be good to show off the Splash with. It's also a great first sweater because it's done in two pieces. You just cast on here for the sleeves, one seam across the top, and then a seam right up here. Very easy. You can also lengthen it. It takes 3 balls. I think this is like a 38, 36, 38 that we made. Most people make around the size. It may take a little bit more. I think we've been selling more like 4 skeins for it because a lot of you guys want it longer. This is a new sample that we just got in from one of our sample knitters. This is called Abigail. It is a Ravelry download. The button is just for decorative purposes. It doesn't actually button. Top down seamless. Just a real cute, simple sweater that I really thought showed off the Splash very well. It comes in a large ball. You get a lot of yardage on here. They are 22, but you get 250 meters. I'll teach you guys a trick. If you're, shopping and we're not here, you just like to shop by yourself because we're always here to do this for you. You think, how many yards is in 250 meters? There's a really easy way to do this quickly in your head. The actual multiplier is like 1.09 and a fraction, which I'm sorry, I'm a math person, even I can't do that in my head. So I just say roughly 10%. So it's 250 meters. I just add 25, 10%. That's an easy number. So it's about 275 yards, give, less a few. So that's a quick way in your head to figure out what yardage is on these European yarns. Fun yarn, so much you can do with it. That's all I got today.